What's going on, everybody? You are watching Living in Arizona with Ben the Realtor. Join me as we head to the Presidio district in Tucson, Arizona to check out a historical site and museum called the Presidio San Agustin del Tucson. We're going to dive into some deep Tucson, Arizona history when Arizona was actually New Spain, then Mexico, and then the United States. You gotta stay tuned. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ben Kensington. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Arizona with eXp Realty and Kensington Properties. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and definitely hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Okay, so we're in the El Presidio district of Tucson, Arizona. We're going to head to the museum, Presidio San Agustin del Tucson. Let's jump right into it and let's talk to Kathy.
Anyway, the Spanish started coming in with Columbus, you know, and a whole bunch of people after Columbus. And nobody's coming here, right? I mean, they're in the Caribbean, they're in Florida, they're in Texas, and, you know, into Mexico, Cortez, you know, kicking butt on the Aztecs, and down the Maya treasure, you know, Inca gold, all that stuff. But, you know, they also, we were kind of like the Northland. Nobody really came here too much, except for the Native American agriculturalists and the Apaches. And then Spain started wanting, you know, Spain decided they were going to have New Spain here. This was all going to be Spanish territory. You know, they were all, Portugal and England and Spain and France, they were all trying to expand, and the real reason was to make money. You know, they wanted to, and Spain got real spoiled. You know, Cortez gave them a bunch of gold from the Aztecs, and we thought it would just keep coming. Well, so Spain has got two reasons for having New Spain, and New Spain is not only Mexico and South America and us, California, Utah, Colorado, Texas, Florida. You know, New Spain went halfway up the United States. And what they said was that, well, we're Catholics and we have to convert all these people, so, you know, otherwise they're all doomed to hell. That was their good reason. Their underlying reason was they needed money because they were fighting wars back in Europe. So anyway, and see, because you're already Arizonans, you don't have to, you know, there's a lot I don't have to explain to you, but did you know that when the main starch was corn, this was what your wife and your daughters would be doing every morning? Would be down on their hands and knees using these to grind corn into meal. So, you know, I'd be crippled up with arthritis and you'd have a sore back, you know, because it's work. I mean, I've done it.
All right, you guys, that was Kathy right there. Wonderful lady. She gave me so much information about this historical site that was recreated. The stones and some of the walls were still there, and you could see a parking garage in the distance. Parts of the video that where the actual site was as well. Now, this goes back to a time when the indigenous were enslaved. They were captured, enslaved, and wiped out. And you also had the Siberian Mongols coming to the Pacific as well and settling in. And also, those are what you would call today's Native Americans. All right, so you had Spain, you had the Dutch. As you know, this this actual site was founded by an Irishman who worked for the Spanish army at the time. Okay, so there were so many different people here. There were so many wars going on. I advise you guys to watch the video in the description, the link at the top on San Xavier del Bac. I go way more deeper into the history of Arizona. Okay, I go 10 times more deeper in that video. So watch my video, San Xavier del Bac, the mission, which is located here in Tucson, Arizona as well. I really dive into the history about Arizona and Estevanico. Okay, that's where the history is lost. Estevanico was a Spanish Moor. Okay, he was Moroccan, but people forget that the Moors ruled Spain for over 300 plus years. This is what started colonialism. After the Moors were defeated by Portugal and Spain, the Moors showed them the route to get over here to the US. The Moors were slave owners as well. Okay, the Moors knew all the indigenous people. They had a connection and a trade route with them for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Okay, so they opened up those seas to Columbus and many more explorers that came down here. Estevanico was actually the first one to go from Florida all the way to Tucson. There's a park named Estevan Park in Tucson, Arizona. You can see that on my San Xavier del Bac video. So I encourage you guys to watch that. It'll explain a lot more about Tucson, Arizona, and pretty much indigenous history, New Spain, because this was Spain, right? Half of the United States was Spain, all the way down to South America. Okay. Around the 1840s, I believe, is when the United States took over this part of the territory. You had the Mexican-American War as well prior to that. Because remember, it was New Spain, then Mexico got their independence, right? All these different people who were coming here band together and created their own nation, Mexico. You had President Vicente Guerrero and many others who were a part of that Mexican independence and becoming their own country. All those people who were mixed in. I'll show you also as well the caste system. That the gentleman here was a very nice guy as well, who explained a lot of that towards the end of the video, right? There was a caste system. There were so many people that were mixed up from all over the world who were coming to this land because there was so much gold and there was so much conquest, so much land to be taken that they had to do a caste system to kind of separate everybody, because nobody knew who was what or who was who. You had the Siberians coming from Asia. You had already the indigenous, what you would call the African Americans, living here already, getting enslaved and slaughtered. You had the Mongols coming from Asia who settled in and learned a lot of the ways from the indigenous, and those are what you would call the Native Americans today. And you also had Spaniards, Dutch, French mixing in, and what you have now today is South America, Central America, Mexico, the United States, and Canada, the Caribbean. This is what you have now from after the conquest. This is pretty much what we are now. But anyways, guys, I don't want to talk too much. I hope you guys enjoy the tour of this specific location. If you're ever in Tucson, you definitely have to come check this place out. There's so much history on the West Coast, especially in the Southwest of the United States. There's so much history. All right, you guys, there's going to be some more towards the end of the video. I hope you guys like this one. I'm definitely a history buff, and I know I go everywhere throughout Arizona, so I like to share this stuff with you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. And this is all original. This is Spanish?
This is Spanish.
Okay.
And think British, Dutch,
British.
Russians,
Oh.
French, Spanish, or shield. And this armor, this deer hide armor, is more just U.S. Southwest, what's northern New Spain.
Yeah.
So this region. So aside from that, to look like some soldiers elsewhere. But note the lance. Think for the Spanish. For any flat area, you have to do horse soldiers. And they're still doing the lance and armor. Out here in this, you basically what's on U.S. Southwest, northern Mexico, longer than anybody else, except for the Chinese for some other reasons, because it's still practicable.
Oh, okay. Wow.
United States, none of those states which have more equal visibility of property, that's from Spanish imperial law. Goes back to them, not something else. And it is a caste system lowest Indio, but someone who's Indio and somehow becomes like an artisan or a soldier or something, and he's going to church, practicing Spanish, he's acting more Spanish, then we'll have higher status than somebody who's more of a peasant. So all these different connections. I'm going to check on.
Thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, feel free to reach out to me via phone, text, or email. See you guys next time.